All right, let's take a look at a really interesting blueprint for anyone who wants to build the next generation of AI. What we've got here is PragyanAI's 5-day intensive workshop, and it's all about getting tech pros like you past the buzzwords and into building AI that actually works. Functional, autonomous AI. So it really boils down to this one big question, especially for you developers and builders out there. Are you ready to build AI that actually does things? I mean, are you ready to go beyond the simple chatbots we've all seen? We're talking about building AI that can plan, that can reason, and can actually execute tasks all on its own. It's a huge shift, right? From AI that just talks to AI that does. And the journey they lay out is a really clear 3-step progression. First, you've got to nail the basics of generative AI apps. Then you learn how to connect those apps to your own private company data using what are called RAG systems. And the final piece of the puzzle, taking all of that and building complex, multi-agent AI products. It's a full-on roadmap that takes you from the ground floor all the way to the cutting edge. So, who is this actually for? I mean, who's this journey really designed for? Let's break down who stands to gain the most from diving this deep. Well, it's aimed squarely at the people who actually build things. We're talking about software engineers and architects, data scientists, product managers, tech leads, even founders. Basically, if you're the one building AI copilots, creating those powerful internal tools for your company, or launching the next big SaaS product, then yeah, this is for you. This is the skill set you're going to need. Okay, so the whole thing kicks off with the first 2 days, and it's all about building a super solid foundation. This is where you go from 0 to 1, building and, more importantly, controlling your very first AI app. And they're not messing around. The pace is fast. In just the first 48 hours, you're not sitting through boring lectures. No, you're building. You'll build a production-ready chatbot, you'll give it memory so it can have real conversations, you'll learn how to control it with prompt engineering, and then, and this is the best part, you'll actually deploy it as a live web app. The goal is to walk away after just 2 days with something real you can show off. But look, this isn't just about building a cool toy or a fun demo. The real goal here is to make these large language models, these LLMs, reliable. You need them to be controllable so they do what you want them to do. And most of all, you need them to be genuinely useful for solving specific real-world problems. All right, so once you've figured out how to control an LLM, what's the next logical step? Well, you've got to make it an expert on your stuff, on your private data. And that's where this total game changer of a technology comes into play. It's called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. And this comparison here just nails it. Think about it this way. Fine-tuning is like sending the AI back to college to relearn everything. It's super expensive and takes forever. But RAG is totally different. It's like giving that same AI a key to your company's private library and just telling it to read what it needs. It's way faster, it keeps your data secure, and it's the best way to stop the AI from just making stuff up, what we call hallucinations. And you get to apply this concept to some seriously practical projects. We're talking building Q&A systems that can search your PDFs and documents and even give you citations. You'll build systems that can read invoices and contracts using OCR. And you'll even create a hybrid system that can check your internal knowledge base and search the live web at the same time. So, you've got the foundation down. You've unlocked your private data. Now for the final leap. This is where we go from AI that just follows commands to AI that can think and act on its own. Welcome to the world of agent AI. And here's the key difference. It's super important. A normal generative AI is like a really smart tool. It's powerful, but it just sits there waiting for you to tell it what to do. An agentic AI, though, is a whole system. You give it a big goal, and it figures out the plan, picks the right tools for the job, and then goes and does it. It's really the difference between a calculator and an entire accounting department. This is so cool because you can literally build entire teams of AI agents that work together. Imagine this. You've got a planner agent that comes up with the overall strategy. Then you have a researcher agent that goes out and gathers all the data, using the web and those RAG systems we just talked about. And finally, a writer agent takes everything and puts it all together into a polished report. It's a complete, autonomous workflow from a single idea to a finished product. All right, so after 5 days of getting your hands dirty and building all this stuff, what do you actually walk away with? Let's talk about the production-ready toolkit you'll have. And this is so important. How you learn matters. This is not some boring lecture where you just sit and listen. The whole thing is designed to be super practical. We're talking 70% of your time is spent in hands-on labs, actually writing code and building things. And because it's so hands-on, you get real results. You're going to leave with a portfolio of up to 8. That's right, 8 real deployed AI projects. These aren't just ideas on a whiteboard. They're actual, working applications that prove what you can do. So, to sum it up, you walk out the door with a killer GitHub portfolio packed with 6 to 8 projects. You'll have live apps deployed on Streamlit Cloud that you can show to anyone. You'll have proven, demonstrable expertise in RAG. You'll know how to actually architect multi-agent systems. And, of course, you get a PragyanAI certificate of completion to make it all official. So, the all-inclusive fee for the whole 5-day in-person bootcamp in Bengaluru is 5,000 rupees. And that covers everything, all the training, materials, even lunch and refreshments. If you're interested, there are a few upcoming batches in 2026. You've got one from March 15th to the 20th, another in April from the 20th to the 24th, and one more in May from the 18th to the 22nd. And just to be clear, this whole intensive bootcamp is organized and run by PragyanAI. And a really important thing to note is that it's all face-to-face, in person. That means you get to ask instructors questions directly and actually work with other people in the room, which is awesome. So think about it. At the end of these 5 days, you've got the skills, you've got the real-world experience, and you've got a seriously impressive portfolio to back it all up. The only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first?